Davyverse says, I have a simple solution. Ban under 18s from the internet. They're children. They have no need or necessity to be online. Correct.
Yes.
Rage Quit Ninja says, what if the Online Safety Act was meant to cause all of these forum shutdowns? People will flock to a centralised system that's more easily government monitored, and no doubt that's the case. But I'm personally looking forward to that extreme right-wing party that campaigns on the pledge of bringing back the hamster forums.
It's funny, isn't it, how the establishment murder squirrels and shut down hamster forums. What have they got against small little mammals, eh?
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm waiting for
you got to wait.
For the slides to come.
Samson is AFK.
So tired of the government at this point. So tired of it.
That's putting it lightly, yeah.
Okay, so what happened to the Democrats? We are talking a lot about Trump. Everyone is talking about his new administration, but not many people are talking about the Democrats right now. And I really want to see how they're faring, because last time I checked, they weren't faring so well.
How was your time in the mental asylum, Stelios? Was it good?
I wanted to leave as soon as possible. Right.
You must have checked a lot of padded rooms.
I did that, precisely. So I'm going to start with Joe Biden. I don't know where he is. I sincerely hope he does. Right, before we move on, we have a new interview. I interviewed returning guest Dr. Benedict Beckel. Then we talked about multiculturalism and specifically the compatibility or incompatibility between Western cultures and Islam. We talked a lot about the problem of Westerners viewing other religions from basically a 15th and 16th century European perspective, having to do with the Protestant Reformation, and it doesn't help us. Right, so let's move on. There was a CNN poll lately talking about the favorability of the Democratic Party, and it looks like they're in a very low position.
So 1% of people have never even heard of that.
I
wish I was in that. I wish I was in that. It's like, the what? No, I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Keir Starmer, never heard of him. That's what I'm going to answer if someone cold calls me.
Right, so they have 29% favorable opinion. This is by CNN. And they have unfavorable opinion, 54%. And this is very low. And if you scroll down a bit, you see here down the ages, they haven't been
It's been pretty bad for a while, but it's been the lowest point it's been at for a long time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean,
2016, in fact.
The favorable opinion is 29%. And if you scroll down,
look at that.
It looks like they haven't had...
Look at that, in 2008, 59%, 60%.
Yeah, it's just atrocious. So they...
Half their
So the majority of CNN viewers have an unfavourable opinion of the Democrat Party?
No. It's going to be self-selected.
Oh, okay.
That 29% is watching CNN. But this is interesting in contrast to Trump's favourability, which is something like 54% at the moment.
Oh, we can see it here.
Oh, well,
let's see. Scroll down a bit. It says the Republican Party. Right now it says 36% favorable, unfavorable 48%. And it's not that the Trump never had a period like that. It looks like the end of September 2017 wasn't that favorable for his administration, but that changed afterwards. But what I want to focus on at this segment is that the Democrats, both politically and spiritually, are facing their downfall. And it looks like there is a lot of questioning as to what's next for them. Right, so
I'm sure it's common sense.
Yeah, I mean, who is gonna represent their core values? Who do you think? Before I show you stuff, who do you think is gonna lead the 2028 campaign?
AOC.
I think so as well.
I don't know. It's very difficult because there's no clear good person, is there? They're all terrible.
Could be Kamala Harris again. I'm not even joking.
It could. Be. I hope it is.
A mature Kamala.
Yeah.
Right. So let's see here among the possible candidates, the potential ones. So you know that Gavin Newsom has a new podcast now?
Yeah, where he talks to Republicans, right?
Yeah, he talks to Republicans, and this has actually angered Democrats.
Yeah, because they keep owning him.
Yeah, but somehow he has new skills. It's like one of those movies where, you see people, what happened afterwards, and towards the end they said, John had this, John got a villa by the sea and stuff. Yeah. He seems to have developed several interesting mannerisms. Let's look at this.
Conditions. that determine our fate and future. And that fundamental notion of agency, I think, is important more broadly. And I think that goes to some of the issues around, victimization. And I see a lot of that, respectively.
Even Michael J. Fox
right,
sits still more than he does. Try me.
Often approaching things from that sort of mindset.
I know. So there's something weird going on.
Of his hands there,
right? But
he was banging the base of his hands.
Is he sculpting imaginary clay? What's going on here?
I don't know. I don't think we should give in any kind of vulgar interpretation into what went on. What he
no, it's just very
signal with his mannerisms. Yeah, who would have think like that?
So Gavin Newsom was a businessman in California before he became a Democrat politician, and I looked into him a little while ago for a segment I did, and to be honest with you, he does come across very much like sort of American Psycho, and as in he's just successful and wants to now be like politically influential. And so I don't think that he is a Democrat in the way that someone like AOC is a Democrat. Like, he's not a true believer in any of this stuff.
Yeah.
For him, I'm in California, therefore I'm going to have to be a Democrat. Therefore, here's all the Democrat stuff that I need to say, but these are not sincerely held convictions for him.
Well, the issue with Patrick Bateman was that it wasn't one of his concerns that he used the L word.
The L word?
The L word, yeah. Let's have a look.
Uh-oh. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Not one person ever in my office has ever used the word Latinx.
So can we finally put that to bed?
Yeah,
we agree?
where did that even
No
come?
more Latinx, everybody.
Well, I just didn't even know where it came from. I'm like, what are people talking about?
But there was a person who used Latinx. It was actually a really important person. It was him.
Right? Yeah, that's right. And look, these aren't minor shifts.
He
These
wants
are
to forget
issues that Gavin Newsom used to champion until fairly recently, and now he's not just walking away from them. He's sort of acting like they were never legitimate with that clip talking about Latinx in the first place. But let's take
some clips
Latinx.
of him saying it.
We did find somebody who used it repeatedly in his office. Let's take a listen to this.
I hope we can really paint a picture in terms of our consciousness of how impactful this has been on the Latinx community. The Latinx and Black communities. You've got politicians that are banning not assault rifles, but the word Latinx. They're not even serious.
So this is exactly what I said. He's not someone who has convictions. He's just someone who wants to be politically influential. But the what I love about his podcast is that the Republicans going on there basically are dominating the conversation. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, no, you guys are right about everything, and the Democrats are wrong about everything.
Is he trying to switch sides eventually? I think I could see that happening.
He's probably teeing up a presidential run.
Maybe, yeah. I think he's got that ambition, whether he's going to get there or not.
But it's really funny when you see someone who wants to go for that job and just getting into this kind of controversy. You used or you didn't use this ridiculous term. It's just hilarious. But, every time he has someone from the Republican side, he angers lots of Democrats. So how is he going to solve it? By also having the Democrat counterbalance. And he wanted to talk about masculinity.
Oh, really? So he got, Tim Walz on?
So he got Tim Walz. And we have this really good clip and post by Adam Coleman.
I like how Tim Walz looks like someone who'd urinated in his morning coffee. He looks thrilled to be there.
He was the Democrat candidate or the Democrat, let's say, solution to the problem of masculinity. Yeah. And that's what he's addressing here. Let us just marvel at what has befallen the Democrats.
Is you got to respect people you disagree with, even and you can't
definitely
just
Democrat behavior.
This
How do you fight it?
This
I
notion
think
of
I could kick most of their ass. I do think that if they wanted to. I know I can outrun them, but I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to. Okay, we challenge you to a WWE fight here type of thing.
Counter it, but it's a natural reaction. I think it's one of the reasons we're losing so many men. And again, it's multi-ethnic. It's not just white men. We're losing them. We're losing them to these guys online. We're losing them to people that I'm bringing on.
So what is interesting is that this comes off as very cringe.
Yeah, I don't think that Tim Walz could kick anyone's ass.
But when someone says, I'm going to kick your ass, but also want tampons in boys' bathrooms.
Yeah.
I mean, the mix is particularly weird.
They're really good for, if the long ones, if you get a really bloody nose, if you get your nose broken when you get punched, you can use it to stop the bleeding.
Tim Walz is like, yeah, that's why we need tampons in men's rooms.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't
I'm going to go in there and break your nose.
I don't think he had the nose in mind, to be honest.
No, I don't.
Right. Let's move forward. He also has some new activities now. He tries to be a stand-up performer.
Yeah, I saw this.
I wasn't particularly happy, but I want to show that to the audience.
Oh, it's going
because
to make my
I
skin
want you
crawl.
to see it in case you haven't seen it already, and those who have seen it already should remember. He's
It
hilarious.
made me feel secondhand
Saying on my
embarrassment for
phone, I
Tim
don't know if you know
Waltz.
this on the iPhone. They've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So, and if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, and take out. Just telling you.
You encourage them to buy them.
Yeah.
Like, there are loads of Democrats with Teslas because you're like, this is going to save the planet, guys. Good idea. Oh, Elon's a Nazi and you're complicit. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Turns out racism's more important than saving the planet.
Yeah, it turns out.
Now let's go to another spiritual and political Democrat, Chuck Schumer. I've seen a lot of Democrats referring to him as the sort of leader of the Democrats due to his age. I think he's 74. Maybe there's something about the number, but he has an issue with, I'm not going to play it because there are some songs behind it. He was on The View. Carl, I really don't appreciate what you did on that Lads Hour.
I enjoy The View.
Yeah, but I didn't. That crossed my line. I couldn't do this.
Yeah, no one should be subjected
Another
to The View.
Lads Hour for Stelios.
That is workplace abuse, Carl, to make people watch The View.
It was horrible, but this is horrible, and I'm not going to play it because I care for you. And he just
Look at that statement, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Statement. Like, Schumer mocks greedy Americans who want to keep more of their own money. Quote, their attitude is, I made all my money by myself. How dare your government take my money from me?
That's
Exactly.
perfectly fine.
It's unbelievably reasonable.
And he adds to towards the end, they hate government.
Yes.
They will unite it. I mean, they have a reason to.
You're stealing their money.
I hate government, and it's perfectly reasonable.
But this is the Thomas Sowell point. It's like, how is it we've arrived at the point where, like, wanting to keep the money you earned is considered greedy, but trying to take other people's money is not greedy?
I got a lot of flack for pointing that out recently.
So self-evident.
Even by right wingers.
So self-evident.
I want to keep my money. I don't want to give it
I
to people
earned
for
it.
free. Yeah.
How dare you want to keep it?
If I want to be charitable, it's up to me, and I'm going to be charitable to people I know and I know deserve it.
Yeah.
And I'd probably be more charitable, to be honest, to people I know than I would be to strangers. So,
But why would you want to keep what you've earned?
well, where do I begin, Stanley?
Because it's my labor. You're
Yes.
literally enslaving me for a third of
Yeah,
my
but
life.
why do you want to keep your labor? I'm being
Because
Chuck Schumer.
I
I'm
know.
channeling
But that's
the
the point.
Schumerian spirit.
If you pay like a third of your wages in tax, then for a third of the year you're just working for the government. I hate it.
Yeah, but you're aligning yourself with the common good. You're doing it.
Oh my god!
I'm
I hate
1/3
common
a
good
slave. Yeah.
Don't be bad people who want to keep what's yours.
I want to contribute to the common bad.
too.
Right.
Start reading Ayn Rand.
Right. Okay. So another spiritual Democrat, Harry Sisson, maybe
Well,
straight after all.
He's also. I found out recently that he's not actually a U.S. citizen, and he voted.
Is he? Where's
How
Is
come?
he Canadian or something? Is he?
I can't remember, but he's yeah. Supposedly he posted that he voted online, even though he's from elsewhere.
Is
Apparently
he
was
Somalian
born
or
abroad.
something?
I don't think he's Somalian.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess. I can't remember what his background is, but
So it seems that he lured some women into giving him naked pictures,
Oh yeah.
and
Poor innocent women. I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, shut up.
and Harry and Josh did a really good segment about this. Definitely check it out. It's hilarious.
I had a lot of fun with that one.
And now we're going to go to the bottom of the pit as far as the downfall is concerned.
Yeah.
I really want to say that I feel bad for it.
Yeah, I never would have thought that I would have felt bad for Alec Baldwin, but here we are.
Yeah, but the point is, when it comes to your opponents, they have a sort of quality in virtue of which they define you. They say choose your opponents carefully because they determine your worth.
Yeah. Why aren't
Yeah,
aren't our opponents heroic?
Yeah, let's just lift them up a bit because I mean there's no contest.
He did kill a person. To be fair,
that's true. He is dangerous. Okay. I'll let him have that.
he is known to shoot people, so
But unintentionally.
Quote unquote.
even scarier, really. You never know when it's going to hit you, do you?
I don't know.
Just being around Alec Baldwin might be a death sentence.
He has an area of effect.
Yeah.
Like a passive skill. Right? Okay, so let's watch this because this is really tough.
Oh, yeah.
But we need, Alec, I want you to shape up and man up. Let's see what's going on here.
The Ilaria show.
No. I think we're gonna see. We're gonna see how it feels to have it be out there.
It's gonna be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God! When I'm talking, you're not talking.
Sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why. Yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show. No, I mean I think this is a really raw show, and it's very real, and we took a lot of chances. And I think that
he's gonna disappear like that woman behind Scarlett Johansson in the famous video.
You can see why Sean Connery held the opinions on women. Can't you? Jesus Christ.
I actually felt bad for him.
And please, don't look at the description. Please watch this. Alec, I'm not joking. Man up, shape up. This is not good for anyone.
I've seen one of the loves of her life naked.
not the love of my life.
He was one of the loves of her life. He was a very important boyfriend of hers. And we went to go see him on Broadway, and he was naked. In his whole, as our British friends, he had his bits out. We went to go see Take Me Out, the musical that our dear friend Scott Ellis directed, and all these baseball players were in the locker room, and they were all turned around naked with their dongs hanging out. And he's there, her boyfriend, and I recognize him. I met him before. And when he turns around with his personality hanging out, I'm like, oh.
What kind of a statement is this? I know. I think that this is too savage right now.
I just think that he's utterly humiliated.
Yeah, but and look at his expression. Let's just look at him. Is he dying from the inside, trying to convince everyone that it's okay? And there are also some other videos where he's apologizing for man-interrupting his wife.
I mean, he just this is not a woman who loves you, Alec.
Men in Hollywood need a better quality of wife, apparently.
Yeah.
Will Smith.
Yeah. Great point. Will Smith. That is another thing where I just want to sit them down and go, guys, you just have to break up with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
you have to break up with them.
Will Smith is also the one who is sharing his wife. Everything's common among friends.
Well, to be fair, to get to that point, you've also got to have messed up as a man as well, because you've not laid down the law. That sounds a lot more intimidating than it is. It just means it just means you say that's not okay. Don't do that. Don't undermine me. Don't be rude.
This crosses a line. I wouldn't wish that to my worst enemy. Maybe. Okay. Right. Let's go. Let's go now on the next day for Democrats. Right. It looks like Carla and I have it correct, and most Democrats think that
Barack Obama,
AOC, 10% of people who were asked think that AOC represents the core democratic values better than anyone else.
This isn't who they want to run for the next.
No. But I mean, if they're Democrats, maybe they also.
Chuck Schumer on 2%. Tim Walz on 1%.
Gavin Newsom,
Joe Biden, 1%. He was president.
Last Democratic president, 1%.
Tim Walz, 1%. Hillary Clinton, 1%. John Fetterman, asterisk.
Yeah, no one had heard of it. So this is interesting, right? Because Kamala Harris, when she was campaigning, campaigned as a radical leftist.
Yeah.
Like, all of her positions were to the left of Bernie Sanders. I mean, she was genuinely as far left as you could reasonably go. And so the fact that the top three selections are AOC, Kamala Harris, and Bernie Sanders, dominating Barack Obama, who was their golden boy for a decade or more, like that's crazy.
So their solution is going to be, according to this at least, if you were to guess, go further to the left.
Yeah, well,
I don't see that winning personally.
They already think that they're left wing.
I guess.
Yeah, and I think
radical left.
To be honest, I think that they are going to go with the AOC. Yeah. I don't know if she's going to win or not, but they're going to go with AOC. And there is also the further question that a lot of people have, where they're asking, is wokeness something of the past, or will they be woke? And she looks like a lot of people say that the Democrats are going to go Bernie Bernie-wise, towards Bernie. I think she's going to go for both. There's no reason not to combine both from a Democrat perspective. I think that this is going to be the sensible opinion from their own perspective. That they're going to say Kamala, because in their mind, Kamala Harris didn't lose massively. It wasn't a...
It was only
even with a
only the states.
Yeah, even with a
house.
Yeah, so AOC is combining a lot of qualities that they want. Yeah. She's fiery, but I don't know if she's mostly peaceful. Yeah,
I knew that.
She's also she is a far better orator than Kamala Harris. Sure. I don't think she needs.
It's not very difficult, though, is it?
Yes,
she doesn't need a bottle of wine before going up on stage.
Yeah. But also she is criticizing other Democrats on the grounds that they are very much trying to appeal to Trump and try to negotiate with him, like she was criticizing Chuck Schumer for helping Trump in some cases, especially with federal expenses. So I think she is going to be the ticket for it, the anti-system ticket for it. And she is talking about confused messaging, and she is campaigning with Bernie Sanders. And there are several articles that say that they draw crowds of thousands. They have been...
Doubtless do, yeah.
Yeah, they do. The numbers are a bit contested sometimes, but definitely it looks like they have momentum contrary to the other Democrats who seem to have fallen out of favor.
Right, so what they're doing is essentially fighting for the soul of the Democrat Party.
Exactly.
And trying to say, no, we're going to be the party of essentially Jeremy Corbyn, like with the Labour Party. And the thing is, we know how that plays out. In Britain, Jeremy Corbyn got crushed by Theresa May.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And it's exciting politics.
It's not like they can say, well, we need to go back to our roots. So anyway, slavery. Back on the cards, guys.
And at the end of the day, that's the issue. When you, and this is a kind of, to a degree, this is a kind of divine punishment.
Yeah.
And just punishment, because they open the gates to wokeness and this silly thing, this silly policy and silly way of viewing the world, and they face, for instance, the fate of Gavin Newsom constantly being pestered as to whether he used the term Latinx or not. So this is the downfall of the Democrats.
Held against their own standards, I suppose.
They are the political party of wokeism in the United States.
They'll remain.
Yeah, exactly. It's just going to get worse because they don't have another moral framework to lean on. Because Gavin Newsom is basically a Republican, and they know it. It's true. Like, Gavin Newsom would be just as happy under, Arnold Schwarzenegger won governor of California as a Republican. He would be just as happy in that paradigm because it's basically the same. And they're like, no, we're really far to the left, and you're not. It's like, oh, God. And this is why he gets on with Charlie Kirk. Like, he's not a radical leftist. These people are.
I mean, he has done some radical leftist stuff when it comes to
because
legislation.
He's in California.
Yeah.
It's not because he himself is a true believer in radical leftism. And the second, it looks like there's an off-ramp, it's like, oh, yeah, where did this Latinx thing come from? I've never wanted that. Ha ha. You're so right, Charlie Kirk. It's like, he doesn't want this. He just lives in California.
Over to the website and sign up and watch some of our series. Here's one with Dan talking about where did all the aliens go? If you want to find out what he's on about, you can always sign up to the website, check it out. And if you want to see all the other work we're putting out, you can always follow us on Twitter. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.